on.
I get up
And they're off.
and nothing gets me down. You got it tough. I've seen the toughest around. And I know, baby, just how you feel. You got to roll with the punches and get to what's real. Can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the wrecking machine. I ain't the worst that you've seen. Can't you see what I mean? Might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Jump, jump. Might as well jump, jump. Go ahead and jump.
Forces his way through.
Jump, jump. Oh, hey you, who said that? Baby, how you been? You say you don't know, you won't know until you begin. So can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the wrecking machine. I ain't the worst that you've seen.
This is classic racing.
Might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Jump, jump. Might as well jump, jump. Go ahead and jump.
Oh dear, this is terrible. What is he doing? In all my years of commentating on Formula One, I've never seen anything like it.
Might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Jump, jump. Might as well jump, jump. Go ahead and jump. Jump, jump.
And there is the checkered flag.
Zippy Nathan in that GTR, that's a beast of a car, so I'm not surprised at all to see that one out in front. And Spud in the VGT from Suzuki, what an interesting choice of car that is. It's absolute bullet in a straight line. It's got no aero though, so it's a little convertible car with not a single spoiler on it, not a single bit of ground effect. So it really sort of struggles braking from high speed and high speed cornering. But Spud being Spud, he can make anything work really. So he's up there in second place, and he might be able to bring home a win here with that car, just purely based on its straight line speed.
Sorry everybody for the audio glitch, but we should be now live.
Yeah, I've been told that the viewers can hear us, so hello viewers.
Oh, hello viewers. Sorry about that.
Hello Wild.
Yes, we were present here in the CCP. We just had a little technology glitch there as Spud runs a little bit wide through the last corner, and he's got a penalty too. Unfortunate there. I think that was in the second to last corner there. He just ran wide over the red and white curb. But we were just talking about the Suzuki. What an interesting choice of car. Absolute bullet in a straight line, but it struggles a bit on fuel, tyres and cornering, but really a straight line beast.
You know,
So,
out of the top three there, Ando, Scotty's got the best tyre wear so far.
Yeah, he's been getting some coaching apparently lately on his tyre and fuel usage, so good to see that's paying off for him. And the Mercedes, it can save fuel pretty well, shifted at about halfway, and it doesn't lose too much pace. And obviously a good steerer, Scotty. He's really come a long way, improved a lot with his pace and his tyre wear. And good to see him up there in the podium position at the moment. Or he's got a charging Nico bearing down on him from behind though, in that flying Mustang, which also a big beast of a car, very highly strung, high revving machine. And Nico seems to be extracting quite a bit of pace out of it. He had a little whoopsie at the start of the race, but he's recovered and he's back up into fourth position already. And he's probably, by the looks of it, I think he might be in the slipstream there of Scotty. So Scotty might be about to fall into the clutches here of a guy that's on a bit of a tear.
And Nick, Tim, is Nick on the softs or is he mediums?
He sure is on the soft tyre.
Yeah, that's why he's able to push as hard as he is now. Yeah.
Yeah, but time will tell whether he can stretch it out, and you got to get maybe 15 laps out of a set of softs if you want to do a one-stopper tonight. So that'll be the real challenge for anyone that's on softs right now. Just getting it through to that 15 lap mark minimum. Otherwise, if you pit earlier than that, you're pretty much committed to a two-stopper. As we see someone diving up the inside, a big banky there. If we go back a couple of places, might be Spanny there, is it? Spanny and his teammate PJ might be swapping a bit of paint there by the looks of it. I think PJ might be on the softs, is he? So
yeah, it's
he's got
PJ and Rusty actually.
Oh, apologies. Okay, so PJ, yeah, he's on the soft, so he doesn't want to be held up behind a medium runner right now. He needs to make hay while the sun shines, and he needs to get some track position here before he has to pull in for the slower, the harder tyre.
Yeah, and Rusty went a bit wide in the hairpin. That's how PJ got a run on him.
Fair enough.
Overtake.
Rusty on the mediums, I'd say, was he?
Yeah, he is, yes.
So Kaysen here in the little BRZ. It's probably the exact opposite of the Suzuki VGT. It's not too fast in a straight line, but obviously excellent under brakes, very nimble through the corners, and really good on fuel and tyres. So it'll be really interesting to see if he can make that car work and get some good results in this series.
Yeah, well, he's the only runner that is actually running the hard tyre.
Okay, very interesting choice there. choosing to run the hards. So yeah, it's obviously a very slow tyre, but it will last forever. He'll have to pit for fuel and medium tyres though at some point. So I'd say he's obviously on the one stopper. So it'll just be a matter of time when does he pull in for the mediums, and why he hasn't chosen to do medium, I do not know. So
that's just it. That's
very interesting.
That's the beauty of this. I mean, it was, so many different combinations. In this case, hard medium or medium or soft medium, or in some cases it was soft medium soft or medium soft soft. Everyone did it differently.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't think he can do 19 laps on a set of mediums, which would be the magic number there if you split 37 in two.
Yeah.
So he's chosen to do hards and then a shorter stint on mediums at the end. But yeah, it's going to cost him a bit now though.
Mm-hmm. We'll move further back into the field. Where are we?
Yeah, we got Brucey and Wrestler having a bit of a battle here.
Yeah, Brucey in the RX Vision, another car that's absolutely stellar on fuel and tyres. He'll definitely be on a one-stopper. And he's in 12th place right now. He's in the middle of a little battle pack. He'd like to get some clear air, I'd say. So let's see if he can pull up to Wrestler again and clear him maybe, and then shoot off into the distance. Expect him to be up with the front runners at the end of the race. I think he's always got a good strategy he brings to the table. Another fantastic looking turtle livery there as he pulls it up into turn one. Pretty good on the brakes, this Mazda. Gets a bit taily out of some of the slow corners like this one and the next. Just got to feed on that throttle, but it's got a fair amount of downforce, this thing. It's just about the only Group 3 car I know that can, on hards, go through Eau Rouge and Radion at Spa absolutely flat. You just pin it, and it just is glued to the road. Unlike the big V8s and whatnot that need a little baby lift to get through there. Pulls it into Big Backy, and it's got some poke. This Mazda is very tall, sixth gear, so it'll love sitting in the slip of the car in front. And it'll save fuel hand over fist whenever it's in slip behind someone. But he's got to make those lap times count now in order for this strategy of his to work. So you think there could be a few cars here on a two-stop strategy tonight, boys?
I'd say so.
Yeah, the pit stop's only of the order of 16 or 17 seconds, I think, for tyres only. So those of us that are not as great on tyre wear could actually make that two-stopper work, running most of the race on soft tyres and then doing one good long stint on mediums to meet the mandatory tyre requirements. So then they get that benefit of being on that soft, fast tyre, which is a good second a lap faster than the mediums.
Yeah, and we have our first pitter in, and NWR Nico has just pitted from softs to mediums on lap 10. So pretty early, but
yeah, okay.
Yeah, very early.
That's surprising. I can't see how those softs would have been spent after 10 laps, but he might have a mastermind strategy in mind as he comes out obviously at the back of the field there. He's in clear air now. He's on the mediums, and we'll see what sort of pace he can generate. In the 21s there fairly consistently on his first stint, so that's really good pace on the softs. Let's see what he can do on the mediums. We go ahead to
battles all the way up the field. We'll go back to the front. Oh,
we've got
Zippy
and Godzilla there. He's been hunted down by Spud, who's not too far behind him, but Zippy at the moment showing a clean pair of heels in the GTR. And how's his tyre and fuel looking, Tim?
He's actually looking pretty good. Just used over half a tank of fuel so far. You play fine. He'll be in soon. He might be able to squeeze another 2-3 laps on his tyres, maybe on his softs.
Yeah, okay, so it'll be very interesting to see if he goes for the one stopper or not.
Yeah, so it looks like Scotty's starting to put a bit of pressure on Spud here.
Yeah.
Gap's closed up a little bit there.
Yeah, Spud might be suffering a little bit on his tyres right now. Scotty is probably looking a bit better.
Yeah, his tyres looking much better so far in this race.
Yeah, so Scotty's just laid down a whole bunch of 21s there in a row. Nice and consistent, nice and smooth. And he's got that Mercedes hooked up. And yeah, he's gaining on Spud. I'd say he could be in the slipstream right now. I'd love to see a top speed from that Suzuki there before he breaks into Big Banky. I reckon he'll have up to 10 k's an hour advantage over the field. Scotty's line's looking nice and clean at the moment. As we go back to Mitch in the vet, he's got Spanny in another vet behind him. Two sweeping right-handers, then very fast left-hander leading up into one of the hardest corners in this game, that final turn at Maggiore. Mitch is right on the limit there of the track. Any further wide there and he would have been in trouble. And PJ's into the pits. On the softs there, he was leaking a bit of oil in the 22s. So he's decided to come in and ditch them. Let's see what he chooses to put on this time. I'd say he's committed now to a two-stopper as well. I don't think you can get 24 laps out of a tank of fuel or a set of mediums, so he's on a two-stopper tonight. Comes back out into clear air. And he's a fair way behind Nico. We've got Brucey towing along our esteemed co-commentator here, Rick Green. What were you thinking here, Rick? You were just happy to stay
happy
in
to stay
behind
back,
him and
save some fuel and
save
stay
some
out
fuel.
of trouble. Yeah.
Well, you're doing that exactly. Unfortunately, Brucey's down in the 22s and a 22s and 23s there, so the pace not great. They're at the back of the top 10, but he's obviously got a plan in mind. He's going to run long.
Yeah.
I would say do another medium stint. So it'll be interesting to see if you can make any headway into the equation in your GTR.
Sorry guys, we have Zippy Knifeman in the pits on lap 14, and we also had a lead change. Spud went wide out of the last corner and Scotty got him.
And then he's back again.
Yeah, that Suzuki is very fast in a straight line, 270 kilometres an hour before the braking zone at the hairpin.
Wow. Yeah, okay, that's moving.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
all in the
sure.
mail.
I'm not sure the likes of the Corvettes, Mercs, or even GTRs can achieve that at this track. And Spud's in. He's in off the mediums on lap 15. Very interesting time to pit for him. He might be committing to a two-stopper as well. That's very interesting that he's pulled in on lap 15. I'm trying to scratch my head here and think what sort of strategy he's on.
I mean, we're all on different strats, I can tell you that. And if he didn't go with plan A, plan B, and plan C, and some ended up with plan D.
Well, that's it. You've got to be ready to change the plan if you pick up damage or if you get stuck behind a slower car. You've got to think about undercuts, overcuts. You got to think about how long you can go on a set of tyres and a tank of fuel. So there's a lot of thinking on your feet you've got to do.
Yeah.
To make a said strategy work. But these choices of pitting in on lap 11, lap 12, lap 13, on lap 15 even, I'm a little bit miffed as to what people are thinking, but we'll see how it pans out.
A lot of them were on the softer tyre, and yeah, their pace was starting to drop off, whereas some of us on the medium tyres have got a constant slower lap time, but we can stretch it. That's where we were going to make up the difference with the number of stops.
Yeah, but when someone pits off softs on lap 11 or they pit off mediums on lap 15, that's screaming two-stopper to me. So
yeah.
I'm surprised there's not more people trying the one-stopper tonight, but that might just be purely down to tyre wear. People just conceding that these tyres are just getting chewed up too much at this track. It is a bit of a tyre killer, Maggiore. I think it's a bit of a low grip surface, so a lot of sliding goes on here, and the tyres just really cop it. So Scotty's inherited the lead, and he's, I think, on softs. Is he, or is he on mediums too?
Mediums, I think he was.
He's on the mediums.
Oh, he's on mediums, okay. So he's in the 22s on mediums, the low 22s, although he had to 23 there. But those times are pretty good for mediums, and they looking okay. Do you think he can get another 4 or 5 laps out of him?
I'd say he should be able to.
So there you go. This might be the first of our one-stoppers tonight here, folks. If he gets to lap 22 on this set of mediums, he'll be able to maybe even put a set of softs on, and he'll be released then till the end of the race. He'll have to look after the softs, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Obviously, he also has the choice to pit in this lap and to put all the next and just put mediums on again, and then run 2 sets of mediums for the race. And that might end up being a master stroke as well. Back to his teammate or his team boss, Madness, in second, then Spanny in third. All these guys are running long on mediums, I think. So,
except for Kaysen,
understandable.
The hards.
Yes, Kaysen, he hasn't pitted yet either.
Yeah, and the top 8 hasn't pitted yet.
Right, so they're all running long on mediums.
Yep.
So the one-stoppers with the track position at the moment, but whether they end up bringing home the bacon, time will tell. The 2 stoppers behind them will be going hell for leather, whereas the one-stoppers will be just taking it easy, nice and smooth, looking after fuel, looking after tyres, as Spanny comes in off lap 18. So he might be the first to try medium. We'll see what tyres he puts on. He's got 19% of fuel left, so he's done a pretty good job there, fuel saving. He'll easily get to the end. He probably won't even need to fill up here. The Corvette saves fuel really well if you short shift it. It's got heaps of grunt down low. And pretty good top end speed. As he comes out. Oh, he cops a paddling. Wonder if that was on entry or exit. Probably on entry. That's got to be frustrating. Must have just touched the white line on the way in, I'd say.
Yeah.
And he's out just behind his teammate, PJ Mack.
Well, on my
Who?
replay, he actually hit the pit entry line. The span house. Not the pit exit.
Yeah, so on entry, he's just touched the white line, which is a bit of a no-no. So unfortunate there for him, because he was in touch with PJ, who pitted quite a while ago. So he would have had tyres that were expiring. I reckon Spanny could have cleared him fairly easily. And we've got a lot of people pitting now on lap 19. So a whole bunch of people are going to do double stints on mediums here, I think.
They've got a fair few in now. We've got Mad Mitch in, we've got Kazan in, we've got Rusty, Kez Audio, and Wrestler.
They're all running with similar amounts of fuel, so they'll all take on a similar amount of fuel. So it'll be really interesting to see how they come out, and it'll just be a ding-dong battle, I think, all on mediums to the end.
Yeah, and you've got the top two there making their tyres last a very long time here. Scotty and Bruce. Fantastic tyre wear.
Yeah, so those two guys might be looking to stretch it out and then throw on the softs to bring it home. So that will obviously help their cause if they can look after them and make them last till the end. And Scotty goes around in the lead. Now lap 21. He's got a fair bit of daylight behind him to Brucey, who's just coming around the final turn now with Zippy Nathman right on his hammer, who has pitted, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
So Zippy's not going to muck around here. He's going, thank you very much, sir. I'm on fresh tyres. You're on a different strategy. Look out, I'm coming through. And he made a nice clean move. Brucey gets a little bit slip slidey there in the grass on the exit of turn 2 and 3. That compromises him, and it'll be bye-bye to Zippy there. He'll disappear off into the distance down the back straight. That GTR, no slouch in a straight line. Unfortunately, it's just gathering itself in 6th gear. It's about to take off again before you have to hit the brakes into Big Banky. So it really would benefit from a slightly longer straight, the GTR. Very tall gearing in 6th. Nico in the Mustang. The Mustang does really well out of Big Banky. It really gains on people into the last sector here. So not a bad choice. The Mustang in previous iterations of the game wasn't helped that much with the BOP, but at the moment it is actually quite a good choice of car in this category, as it is in Group 4 as well.
Yeah. Bit of a handful, but fun.
Spanny now.
Yep.
Out on mediums again. Kez behind him on mediums, I'd say. So after 21 laps, almost a half an hour of racing, we've just got teammate on teammate, nose to tail, with a flying BRZ behind them.
Yeah, I think he
That's
dropped down
now
to
on
mediums.
medium tyres.
Yeah.
So let's see how it goes down the back straight here. Can he stick with the Corvette? He's well in the slip. So he should have no problem being towed along here. This is a great position to be in for Kazan. He's in a double vet tow from Roadsick. Dives into Big Banky. He should get a really good exit here, which he does. Nice nimble little car. He's glued to the wing here of Spanny, or is it Kez in front of him?
That's Kez in front, yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see if he decides to make a move or not, or will he be just happy to sit there for a while and make his move later.
Okay, and Scotty and Bruce are finally in the pits.
So the leaders are in. Scotty fills up to 72%, and he has put the softs on, it looks like. So he's going to have a go at making a set of softs last 15 laps. He's come out in 4th. We'll try and get an idea of how far behind the podium positions he is. But I think at least 2 of the cars in front of him have got to stop again, if not all 3. So he could be looking really good right now. He might have picked a really good strategy here.
And he's roughly about 20 odd seconds, probably about 21 seconds off the lead. Scotty,
Off the
after
lead.
his tyres. Yeah.
There you go. So that's about what the pit stop plus a splash of fuel is. So let's see if he can bring that gap down. And he might inherit the lead here in the pits. He might not even need to do an overtake. So it'll be very interesting to see what these 3 leaders can do with their pace for the next few laps, because they're going to have to pit again, and they're going to want at least 20 seconds on Scotty. As Rusty picks up a penalty, just a little half-seconder. Didn't see what that was for.
Cutting the corner.
Cutting a corner, yeah.
No.
Common one.
Just
So
a
he's-
little bit too far.
Yeah, so he's got 2 cars in tow behind him here, so he's going to get to the penalty zone, and even though it's half a second, he might lose 2 positions here, I think. Such is the nature of the penalty burn.
Brucey's joined the train with the Corvettes.
Okay, so he'll be loving that. He's on a fresh set of tyres. And he'll be on softs too, will he?
Yeah, I
That
think
is
he
correct.
was. Yep.
On the softs.
Yeah, so he'll have plenty of tyre to play with here. He won't have anywhere near as much trouble getting 15 laps out of a set of softs as Scotty will in the Merc. So he might start licking some stamps here, I think, on the 3 cars in front of him. He's got those softs up to temperature, and he's just paid the piper in the first half of the race on the harder compound. Now he's on the soft compound. He's going to get a bit racy here, I'd say. Let's see what he can do. As Kazin pulls out, he decides to dive in on one of the vets. Has he made the move stick? Goes round the outside into turn 2. Side by side into turn 3. Who is that? That's Kez. Kez gives him room, the Curtis driver that he is. Turn 3, Kazin round the outside, gets the job done. And here comes Bruce on a little 2-for-1. Is he going to make it happen too? Poor old Kez going backwards through the pack. Kazin defends to the inside into Big Banky. Kez is not giving up. Kez goes wide in Big Banky, and he's just in the sand there, puts a wheel in the sand, and that ends the battle. That's for sure. You can't be putting a wheel in the sand there at that point of the track. That is very treacherous. So Kez had to get out of the throttle completely. Lets the 2 cars he was battling with ahead of him escape, and Wrestler's gone through just for good measure as well, I think, there on Kez.
Yeah, that he has. This is all starting to heat up, everyone bunching up. Different tyres coming into play.
Yeah, so Kez has got a flying Rusty behind him now. So, yeah, very interesting to see how some people on their mediums, a little bit older mediums than others. Mm-hmm. And look at these cars here at the back in the positions 8 through 12, all in very close quarters after 26 laps of racing.
Yeah, we've got NWR Nico in the pits again for his second pit stop. Had a bit of front end damage too, so he's fixed that as well, and he's back out on softs. So he's gone soft, medium, softs.
Right, okay. Well, collecting damage obviously is not going to help his cause much, unfortunately. It looks like we've got Zippy Nateman into the pits now too. So the two stoppers are all showing their hands now. And I'd think GLR Scotty is just looking at that that banner board on his top left of his screen. He's just licking his chops as he starts the second sector, coming around. Sorry, the final sector. He'll probably just inherit the lead here. The net lead was Spud. Obviously hasn't pitted yet for his second stop. So Scotty's just cleared two of the three that he had in front of him quite easily as well. And Mitch pulls out into second place there, or inherits second place, and he'll have a couple of charging cars on fresh softs to deal with for the next 10 laps.
Gaggle is still pretty close together, although now you're going all the way up to Zippy in fourth before you hit myself in 12th.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of cars that are in a train. As Kazan makes a move there on Brucey, I think it was. Brucey unfortunately ran wide and got into the sand out of Big Banky, and that's compromised him big time. He's got a screaming GTR coming up the inside. That might be Rusty, is it? Yes, it is. But Brucey covers him off. Owns the apex there, so there's nothing Rusty could do. He's had to yield to him, so Brucey's done well there to regather himself, get the car back up to racing speed, and he defended well. Now he's back on the hammer of Kazan in front of him. He'll have a straight line speed advantage on Kazan. They'll be fairly similar under brakes, but I think Brucey being on softs might be fancying himself here to get a couple more passes done before the end of the race.
Meanwhile, back up the front.
We've got Spud still in the lead on track, but Scotty, I'd say, comfortably in the net lead of the race now, having laid down a fastest lap of the race, a 1:20.7. So Scotty has really upped the ante here on his softs, and he is flying in that Mercedes. It's going to be hard for anyone to do anything about him tonight, I'd say, as Spud comes around the final turn, starts another lap on this stint, and I believe he's on mediums. Is he? He's in the 121s.
Yep.
So he's doing very well in that Suzuki on this tyre, but the two-stop strategy may not be the optimal one here tonight, because he's got Scotty, who's, I'd say, got him in sight now. Scotty's only a couple of corners behind, and he's flying. He's a second lap, or at least half a second a lap faster than Spud right now. So he's gaining.
Yeah, he's about 5.5 seconds off the lead, Scotty.
Yeah, he probably realises that he doesn't have to make the pass on track. He's probably got an inkling that Spud's going to pit again, so Scotty's probably just trying to settle into a good rhythm, a good pace. He wants to bring this home with no mistakes. If he doesn't make any mistakes, then this race is his.
Very, very metronome times too. He's just hitting the mark every time.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you want to do when you know you're in the net lead of the race. You just want to focus on not making any errors, keeping it clean, don't pick up damage, don't hammer your tyres, look after your fuel, and that's exactly what Scotty's doing as he sets another 1:20 there, which is the very good pace. That's good enough pace, I'd say, to bring home a comfortable win tonight. He's got Madness behind him, Mad Mitch behind him in third, probably net second right now, so he'd be pretty happy with his position as long as he doesn't have to pit again.
PJ's in.
PJ in off the mediums on lap 29. He'll have to take a splash of fuel as well, and he'll obviously throw on some softs now, I think, to get to the end. So he'll be flying on light fuel and fresh soft tyres, and he's in 11th right now. So let's see if he can make some inroads into the top 10 here in the last 8 laps of the race.
We'll get back up the front.
Then we have Zippy Nathman catching Mad Mitch. It's inevitable that Mitch will be caught in the next 2-3 laps.
Spud is in.
Spud is in on lap 30 on the mediums. Scotty goes by, inherits the lead of the race. The rightful lead of the race. He's put on a bit of a masterclass tonight, to be honest. He's chosen a really nice strategy, and he's driven perfectly to it. He didn't get a great start. He got caught up in a little bit of bump and grind at the start of the race, but he didn't let it phase him. He settled into his work, and he's come from 5th or 6th position in the first stint into a comfortable lead here with basically just a superior strategy to everyone else.
Absolutely.
And Mitch here in second. Hopefully he might be able to bring home a good result, although as Tim said, he is being chased down at a rate of knots, is he, Tim? As we see Zippy there in the beast of a GTR is just about in slipstream now on fresh softs, is he?
Yep, he's on fresh softs, catching Mitch pretty quick, probably by an average of half a second at least every lap.
Okay, so it won't be too long before he gets an opportunity to make a move here, and it'll be interesting to see how aggressively Mitch chooses to defend, or does he yield to Zippy, because he might be concerned about Spud there in 4th stealing a podium off him, so he might decide to work with Zippy here, possibly. Because Spud's just started the front straight, so Spud's in view of these two. He can see him.
Okay, Mitch has actually got a shortcut penalty, so he's just indicated for Zippy Nathman to go past.
Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame. That's going to invite Spud to the party here, unfortunately, I think. Spud on fresh softs. Look out for a purple lap here, folks. Spud on low fuel and fresh softs is, he goes purple there through sector 1. He's going to gobble up Mitch here, I think, pretty easily. Mitch is on worn mediums, is he?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, so very unlucky for Mitch there to get the penalty. That 1 second penalty is going to cost him the best part of 2. As Spud goes 4/10 purple here on lap 32, he is absolutely flying. He's got that Suzuki hooked up on nice sticky fresh softs. You can see the car's not squirming at all like it was on mediums. It's really flying. I bet you he wishes he just had been able to spend a little bit more time on these tyres tonight. Spud having done the majority of the race on medium, and he just goes half a second purple. He's just obliterated the fastest lap of the race, and he's bearing down on Mitch now on lap 33. So he's got 5 more laps to get this move done. So I think Mitch is going to have a tough task holding onto a podium. Looks like he's lost that podium position already. Spud's just cleared him through turn 2 and 3, I think. Yeah. And he's driving away from him too. As we go back to the mid-pack, where it looks to be a real nose-to-tail battle here between Kez Audio, Wrestler in front of him, and Brucey behind him, who's going to be charging through on softs. So Bruce gets a really good exit through Big Banky there. Just gets a flick of sand, which is fine. Doesn't put a whole wheel out there like he did before. So look at that. He's really gained on Kez there in that sequence of turns, and he's going to be in a perfect position now to maybe make a move into turn 1. Oh, as who was that wrestler? Gets in all sorts and gets sucked in by the curb to the inside grass, and that's just ruined his lap. And and he comes together with an opponent and goes into the fence. Oh, that'll be damage. That'll be race over for poor wrestler there. That's very unfortunate sequence of events. I don't know if he was aware of the car alongside him. Into the last turn, he seems to have just turned in. The car that he collided with might have had a little bit of a dive bomb. We don't know. We'll have to wait to see if the stewards get involved in that one.
Not sure. It looked like it might have been Spanny going past him, but again, there's more happening.
Oh, we've got wrestler getting into a paint swapping exercise with Nico there, I think. Yeah, so poor old wrestler who's probably got damage here, severely compromised pace there. Nico would have had a pretty big speed differential on him there, and would have been looking to get past him without having to lift. So they came together a bit, which didn't help either car, but Nico's been able to clear him now and get underway. He'll be looking to get back into the top 10 for sure in that Mustang. He's probably a little bit frustrated with his race so far, because he definitely had really good pace at the start of the race. Jump over onto Rick there from RSR. How was your race going there, Rick? You just plodding along there nicely,
plodding along, mate. Yeah, mate, monumental error with strategy, but that's the way it goes.
Looks like you're in the 21s there, mate, on your softs. That looks like really good pace right now. But you didn't pick the right strategy. Is that what happened?
Pretty much, yeah. I should have doubled mediums like most of the other guys did.
Yeah. The pit stop here is just too long to justify that extra stop. And it looks like Brucey's cleared Kez now.
Yeah.
So he's been released on his softs. He'll clear out. And have a look at that, folks. A 119.6 from Spud on lap 34, I think it is. So Spud absolutely tearing up this track now. He's probably driving out of frustration, having now obviously realised that he wasn't on the best strategy. He's got Zippy right on his hammer. How did that happen, guys?
There's actually a pass at the hairpin. This lap, Spud went for the pass and got him.
That's right. So Spud was in third once he cleared me out. So now he's in second. So okay, so he's getting some bit of a consolation prize here, I think, by getting Zippy there for second. He's made short work of him too, hasn't he? He's checked out. Look at that top speed at the end of the straight. He's just gapping Zippy. So Zippy's probably on a lot older softs, is he? So he'll be probably managing those softs now to make it to the end. So he can't really bring the fight to Spud, who's on much fresher softs.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Spud's got fresher tyres.
And we jump on board with Scotty, who's starting the final lap. He's just set a 121.6, so he's making these softs last. Obviously, they've dropped off a little bit for him, but he's still in the 121. So that is a remarkable effort there to make these softs last this long. And that's obviously allowed him to go for the one-stopper, medium and soft, which is ultimately going to be better than doing medium, because the soft tyre for the first 8 or 9 laps is an easier second a lap quicker than the mediums. So a credit to Scotty, excellent tyre management here. He's spent his soft tyres very wisely. He took his medicine at the start, got jostled around a little bit in the first couple of laps, was stuck in the mid-pack, but he just displayed a bit of patience, stuck to his plan, drove to his plan. He got 22 laps out of the mediums, which is no mean feat in itself, and that's allowed him to throw on softs and just disappear off into the distance, because this is quite some margin he's about to win by 2, isn't it? As he pulls to the inside, he goes along the pit wall to accept the checkered flag, flashes the lights, and there you have it, folks, a win for Scotty from Mad Turtle Racing. Spud comes across, a flying Spud comes across for second place in the Suzuki, and Zippy Nathman, very nicely done, third place, a podium for one of the new entrants at Trailblazers. Madness Mitch comes in fourth, he'll be happy with that result. Kzen makes the BRZ on hards work with a 5th place. Great drive there. And we've got Brucey, as always, comes to the fore, gets the top 6. Rusty in 8th. Spanny in 9th. PJ in 10th. Nico there, a somewhat disappointing 11th in the Mustang. Rick brings it home in the GTR in 12th. Didn't get much screen time tonight, Rick. Sorry about that. Might have to talk to the producer about that to get some more camera time. And Wrestler comes in to round out the field. So
it is what it is, mate.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, wasn't there? Unfortunately, you were just circulating there on your own for a lot of the race, so didn't warrant enough camera time, according to the producer. So
apparently so. Even I decided not to even show myself. So there you go.
So there you have it, folks. Great race there. Some interesting battles, some interesting strategy choices, and it was really, well, I found it really interesting to see them all play out. And Scotty there with a really good win. He'll be chuffed. He really will. Well-deserved win. And to get one over the likes of Spud, who is well and truly alien class driver, Scotty will take that to the bank. He'll be telling his grandkids about that one, I think.
I think he will. It's a good one. Yeah, I think everyone had a really good night. Wasn't too much niggle, which is good.
No. Well, not on stream anyway. We'll see what the stewards have to say. But
yeah, exactly.
There could have been a couple of off-camera moments that we didn't quite catch, but yeah, we'll let the stewards handle that one.
Absolutely. Well, apologies for the start there, guys, with the audio, but someone forgot to add someone to the chat so you could hear us. Other than that, as I said at the beginning, which you wouldn't have heard, I was also thanking our sponsors tonight. Never Quit, the Encyclopedia of Words of Wisdom. Remember that one? Our friends at Dead Set Threads, your design, logo, artwork printed on our premium range of apparel. You can see them at shop at deadsetthreads.com.au. And then our friends at Scorch Media, seriously web, for all your web design. They designed and run our website. And as I said, this is Group 3 Wayne Fraser Cup. We run every Friday evening, so everyone is welcome to join us. If you're seeing us for the first time, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook. All the links and everything are down below to websites, etc. But hope you enjoyed what you saw. Thanks very much, Ando, Tim.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Good job, Tim, on your debut, mate.
Yeah, well done.
Ted Kravitz better look out for his job, I reckon.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you reckon?
Watch out.
Yeah. The stats, man. Yeah, no, all good. As I said, hope everybody enjoyed it. We will come to you again hopefully next week. We'll try and do another series, but at this stage, that is it from us tonight. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.
Cheers, guys. Ando out.
Yep, good night, everyone.
Yep. See you, everybody. Have a good night.
テンション